What's up guys, today we're here at Fort Casey. Like I said, we'd be visiting in a couple of weeks. This was a fort built around the turn of the 20th century, so around 1900. It never actually saw action. It was one of 3 forts in the Triangle of Fire. This is Fort Casey, the northernmost one. And then the 2 on the South Islands are Fort Worden and Fort Flagler. So we're here at Fort Casey today just on a road trip, kind of checking stuff out. I'm sorry if it's really windy today and that's coming through on the mic. I'm using my not so good camera today. So you can see in the background there's 2 guns that I'll go over and visit and I'll talk to you about them. The thing with these forts though is they never actually saw action. They got retired before World War I even started. And right around the invention of airplanes, they got taken down and the guns got shipped over to Europe to be able to use on rail cars. But the 3 forts here never actually fired a shot in active war. I don't know for sure, but I'd imagine that they did for testing as well as field practice. But yeah guys, I'm super excited to be here and be able to show you guys all this. It's really cool experiencing it firsthand, so hopefully I can give you guys at least half the glimpse that I get from it in this video. So guys, let's get started. See, this is one of the gun emplacements behind me. It's one of the last cans they've got left standing. This is one of the setups they have. The other is a disappearing gun, which we'll show you next. You can see this thing is giant, and I believe it was able to rotate too. That way they had a better firing angle out of the boats. I'm going to go up on the ladder and let's check it out some more. Sorry if it's a little windy now that we're above the bunker, but you can see the firing angle goes out pretty far. Fort Casey is the northernmost fort, and there's 2 others, and this was meant to protect the Puget Sound of Washington. You can see the hydraulics on this thing are just massive to be able to handle the recoil of the gun. So you can see that over there is the gun that we just looked at, and over here is the disappearing gun, which is another variant of the types they had here. I'm not exactly sure what this is. It might be some sort of observational post because it's above the rest of the bunker, so you'd be able to look out. And that's my best guess at what it would be. At the other 2 forts, they have posts like this that are similar. I've been to Fort Worden, which is only one of them, but they all have similar qualities to each other. Underneath, you can see a lot of these little rooms, and I would imagine that's where they kept ammunition. So we're underneath one of the disappearing guns now, and you can see underneath how it rotates. There's a bunch of wheels underneath. That way the whole gun mount would be able, hi Brian, the whole gun mount would be able to rotate to be able to select fire at certain ships. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, they never had to fire a shot. So I've actually had this wrong the whole time. I think both of these are disappearing guns. The one on the far end is one in firing position, and this one is in resting position. So you can see here's another gun emplacement. This one doesn't have the gun. The other 2 are just for show purposes. So coming over to the side of one of these gun emplacements, we found a spot that we think may be used to bring ammunition up from inside the base, and there's these things which look like about the same size as the shells would fire. They're about the same bore as one of the barrels. And over here to the left of it, we see this little, I guess, kind of an elevator shaft with a pulley system that seems, it's really dark down there. We've got flashlights and we'll go down later, but I feel like that's how you bring the ammo up from down below up to be able to fire it. Here's another spot for gun emplacement. This one's a little bit smaller, so I feel like maybe it was a smaller caliber gun. So you can see here, this is the 3rd observation post, and the 2 over there are facing out that way, and this one just covered a different angle, most likely for a different one of these guns. Those pointed out that way. Come up inside, this one doesn't have a huge network of ladders leading up to it because it doesn't have to cross over that little supply trail. But yeah, this might have even been a post to mount like binoculars on. I wouldn't be surprised, or even some sort of telescope. That'd be kind of cool. Brian! I'm gonna go catch up. Hey! So this is another one of those observation posts. This one actually looks like we can go in it. The other one was sealed off. Oh, hi there.
Hey David, do you know what these names are? Like
James Moore?
And then there's
another name over there too.
They must be people that worked or helped build it or something. Something recognition. I really have no idea though. But yeah, I guess this would be somewhere that you'd look out with binoculars because this is raised above the front part of the fort. The Port Townsend ferry leaves from right around here too, so you'll see that if you come here ever. I don't know if any of you ever will, but the ferry terminal's that way-ish, so it's just leaving, which is kind of cool. So you can see this is the whole main stretch of guns over to this side. So you can see over here just more gun emplacements without the guns. Some little rooms, again, I don't know exactly what they're for, and we'll keep going this way. This might have been another spot for an observation post. You can see another one of those little posts out in the middle of that. More of the same old thing except new. I'm not sure what this was. You have to keep in mind that around the time that this fort was built, they didn't have airplanes even, so I thought for a second this would be a flat cannon, but most likely not. It's just a smaller bore artillery gun. Looks like the end's been kind of chipped off too. So you can see here's probably more observational points. These are higher up from the rest of the fort, which is out there now. We're up behind it. My roommate John was pointing out that there's a mountain here. I doubt it was for a gun though, because I feel like it would dip down too much and maybe even hit the fort. This is probably just another observation point. But this place is really cool just regardless, the whole fort. Overall, I think this is just a really cool place to come visit and, I don't know, be able to see the history of it.